If you would like to see how I created this glitter glam look, continue to watch and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Hey you guys, so my face was freshly washed and I needed to moisturize it, so I went in with some of my facial lotion that I use. This is for combination skin, but always make sure when you're moisturizing your face, you're using a lotion that is geared toward your needs. So if you have oily skin, you don't really want to have an oily lotion, and if you have dry skin, you might want something that might have a little bit more oils. So to prime my face, I went in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter primer, and I just rubbed it into my T-zone very well and then just spread the excess product to the rest of my face. So as you can see, I did my brows off camera to save time. So after that, I went in with my P. Louise base in the shade number 2, and I applied it onto my lid, and then I used a flat brush to just spread it out. And then I went in with a regular eyeshadow brush. I tend to use this for my concealers, and I'm just spreading that P. Louise base out, spreading the product out. And when you also do this, you're taking off the excess product, which you don't want, because if you have too much, you can run the risk of having your eyeshadows crease up, and you really don't want that. So you want to just spread it out nice and take off that excess product. So I went in the Warrior 2 palette by Juvia's Place, and I knew I wanted to do like a warm look, so I just went in with that first lighter brown color. So after building that initial color, I went in with a darker brown and I just applied it to the corner of my eyes to smoke it out. And I'm sorry if it doesn't show all of it. It's because I was trying to look in my mirror and I didn't realize that I was cutting off the footage that you needed to see. Same thing in this clip. So I just went in with like a taupe nudish eyeshadow and put it on the middle inner portion of my eye, but this isn't always a necessary step. But then I went in with some glitter adhesive by NYX and I put it on my lid, and right here, ooh, you see that pigment? This is a shimmer that I have, and it's called Twinkle by the Glow Up Academy by Kiki Adams. So I put that layer on, as you can see, and then I wanted to add some chunky glitter. I also got this glitter from her company, and I applied some Duo Lash Glue, and I just added on the chunky glitter. There it is. It's like a nice champagne gold color, and that helps it stay. So I just did like a regular black liner with my e.l.f. liquid liner, and I wanted to do something a little different. So I used the NYX white liquid liner, and I just did a double liner on there, and I couldn't show that footage because my camera cut it off. So once I was done with that, I just put on some mascara, and to take that excess fall off of glitter off of my face, I just put a lotion on my face and used a makeup wipe to remove it. It makes it easier so you're not removing all of that primer and facial lotion. The lotion takes it off, so you're not removing all that product. So then I just wanted to put some inner corner highlight. I just took like a champagne-y color and put in the inner portion of my eye. These are my lashes from my business, Anosha's Artistry Cosmetics. You can find the link in the description box. This is in the style Tease. This is very, very dramatic. I was really excited. But what you want to do is put the lash glue and let it sit for a while. I didn't let this sit too long. It wasn't as tacky, but then you just put it on the lash bed And then I just let it sit and dry, and then I just clamp it and go back over it with some more lash glue, period. But that's what I did. So for foundation, I'm really loving the Born This Way Too Faced foundation. So I went in and used golden on the outer perimeter of my face and sand on the inner portion. This was my first time using golden, and I have no complaints. My skin, I have like a pinkish undertone, but I like to look warmer, so I wanted to match my chest a little bit more and my neck. I do not like my face to be too light. I love when it's nice and warm. So golden, it was my first time and I actually liked it. And of course, remember, if you go a little darker with foundation, you can always lighten it up with concealers. And then also, if you're too light, you can also warm up your face with your contour. So it's all about knowing the rules and the tips, and then you can always fix something. So as you can see, I'm putting that golden on the outer portions of my face, and this is sand, and as you can tell, it's a little lighter, and I'm putting that on the inner portions of my face. So although I concealed the top of my brow, I always like to make sure I get a nice angle flat brush so I can spread that foundation on the top of my brow so it doesn't mess up the shape. So before blending out the foundation, I like to go in with my Rebound Spray by Urban Decay, and it just helps smooth out I'm so dramatic. Smooth out the product when it comes to blending. So this is just a foundation brush by Juvia's Place that I like to use on myself. And I'm starting out with the darker foundation color. And right here, I was saying always make sure to get your ear. It's important sometimes when people are doing their makeup, even I can forget sometimes, but when you're a beginner, always make sure to get underneath your, like by your jawline area and your upper neck. That's very important because you can have a full face of makeup and foundation oxidizes. And like I said, you might be using a color because you want to look a little warmer and it might look a little off. You want to always make sure you get your ear, and you always want to make sure that you get that neck and jawline. Spread it out because you want it to be even. Always, you do not want to be out here looking crazy. So try to get your ear and your neck as much as possible. And when it comes to applying your foundation, just always press it into your skin. You don't see me doing any swiping motions. I'm moving fast and I'm all over the place, but I'm not swiping. I am pressing it into my skin because you want it to melt. If you swipe, you're gonna get streaks on your face. So for concealer, I'm using my Juvia's Place, and the shade I have is in the number 18. And I just put it on my chin, my Cupid's bow area, which is right here, the bridge of my nose, my forehead, and underneath my eyes. So you do not need too much of this product. This product, a little can go a long way. Sometimes when I conceal, I'll put even more than this underneath my eye, but even this was a lot. You do not need too much. You literally can probably just get away with 3 dots underneath your eyes depending on the look, but this is a full coverage, full glam look, and I went all out. So for cream contour, I went in with my NARS cream foundation stick, and I want to say that this is in the shade Benars, if I'm saying that correctly. And so I put it on my cheekbone area and brought the product up. You never want to bring it down below your tragus near your ear, always up. And then I put it more so by my temples and on the sides of my nose. I was really feeling myself. I felt like I was cute. And then I went in with my Real Techniques brush, and I just buffed it all out out. So if you're looking, you can see that I never brought my brush down. I stayed at a steady line and brought it up. You never want to bring the cream contour down because then it's more so on your cheeks. You want to focus on that jawbone area. So if you know the anatomy of your ear, the little thing, I don't know, it's called a tragus. You never want to go below that tragus line, okay? So you see here, I'm just tapping it into my skin and I'm staying steady and I'm going up and I'm brushing it into my temples. So I let the contour on my nose sit for a while and I was just like, let me just blend out my concealer. So I did that with a damp beauty blender. I bought this beauty blender from Sephora. I like these because it comes with a soap with it. I used it all, but it's perfect. It will clean all of the makeup out of your beauty blender, which is very important. And you know, I just did tapping motions and I spread this product out. And you're gonna see that I'm gonna make sure that once this is done, I like to get the lower portion of the concealer first so the concealer can sit longer on my under eye, closer to my eye, so it can be a little bit more tacky and not as loose and easy to move around because I want it to stick and stay. But whenever you're blending out your contour and your concealer, you want to make sure that when the two meet, it's blended out seamlessly. You don't want to see exactly where the concealer stops. You don't want to see exactly where the contour stops because it's gonna look it's not gonna look natural. It's gonna look scary. It's not gonna look good. So as you can see, I'm blending it out, and then you'll see that I'm like going to take the beauty blender and blend it all together with my foundation. And then it's good to also go back in with your foundation brush to blend it all out. So you see here, I'm using it and I'm blending out where they both meet, or else it would be a harsh line. So I'm taking that foundation brush and I'm literally where they all meet at, I'm blending it all together so it's not as harsh. Blend it all out. So to blend out the nose contour, I got these brushes off of Amazon and I love them. It's like a pointy eyeshadow brush, but I love it to blend out my nose contour. But as you can see, this NARS foundation is very movable. It's very creamy. It's a good product, but I will say if you have oily skin, for this specific shade, I noticed it's very movable and I feel like it's a little bit oily, so be very cautious. So remember when I told you guys about making sure where they both meet at is blended? You see how it's blending out nicely because I'm using my beauty blender and the excess product from the concealer is on it. So when I'm blending out where they both meet at, it's smoothing it out. It's making it look more so like a shadow instead of it being a harsh line. So now to set, yes, this is the best powder, the translucent Laura Mercier powder. I swear by it. I need to order another one. It's the best setting powder for all skin tones. I also have it in the honey shade and in the deeper complexion for my deeply melanin ladies. But basically I did an initial layer under my eye. Make sure there's no creases, because if you set creases, that's exactly what you're gonna have, creases. So make sure it's blended and then you apply it. And I'm just adding some to the sides of my nose. This is really good because the sides of the nose are known to get oily fast, so you just want to put some there, and it makes it pop more too with the contour. So literally I'm just applying it also to my laugh line area. It's easy for that area to crease for everybody unless you have fillers or you just are lucky and don't have laugh lines like that. Yeah, and I just put some right there to chisel out that contour. So you just take your brush and drag it, your beauty blender, and drag it and apply that powder. So now I look like a powdered donut, and that's okay because my face is going to be set. So I don't know what shade this is, but it's by Fenty Beauty. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it was my first time trying it and I liked it. Nice and smooth. I use a lot of Fenty products, but it's funny. I have a ton of Fenty not concealers, foundations, and I don't use them. But nonetheless, I put the powder contour in all the areas. I did cream contour, which was my temples, cheekbones, and the sides of my nose. So to set my face and press in that loose powder, I went in with Medium Golden by MAC, and I used my Real Techniques fluffy brush. And as you can see, I'm just taking some of the product and I'm dusting off that loose setting powder, and just pressing it in while rubbing it away. And it's okay to get some loose setting powder on your brows. It helps set it. And you see the neck, don't forget, because if you're adding foundation to your neck, you need to set it too, because it's going to be too creamy if you don't. And then I like to take my foundation brush and press it in so it can melt. So to set my brows, I'm going in with the Clear Brow Gel by Sephora. Love it. And I'm just using it to keep my brows in place, to set them so they don't really move around. So yes, that's a lighter, and yes, that's me moving my eyebrows. Yes, so to line my waterline, I will use a match, and I'll also do it when I'm lining lips to loosen up the product on the pencil so it could go on real smooth. And you see how it's nice and black and popping. So once I was done with that, I added some eyeshadow, brown eyeshadow, to my under eye, and then I went in with this metallic, oh gosh, I forgot what name it is, but man, this is the best. I want to say it's by Urban Decay, but I don't want to be wrong. But man, when I tell you this thing is so potent, this is perfect if you're trying to set off a bold glam look like this one, a birthday, even if you're doing like some subtle, like simple glam. You put this on as a liner, like underneath your eye, or with a wing liner, or as a wing liner. It's something so subtle, but it's gonna pop in any type of lighting. So I was like, let me just be extra and apply it. And I didn't put it all along my waterline underneath it. I put it just like in the beginning portion, and I stopped right at the middle. So as you can see, I was feeling myself. So then for blush, I went in with the Juvia's Place, and I believe that orange shade is called Tau. It's my favorite one. It's almost gone. And I just put it on, patting motions on my cheekbone area. And then for highlighter, I went in with the Fenty Beauty with that shade, and I'm putting it on the tip of my nose, Cupid's bow, chin. I like to put some on the bridge of my nose, but you see it? Look at that. You see it, right? Enough said. You see it? Popping. And so I just put it in those areas, and then I also like to put it underneath my brow bone. It's nice to put some highlighter on your brow bone, because highlighter is meant to be in bony prominences, so where there's elevation on the face, because if there's elevation in the face, that's what touches the light more. So that's the logic behind highlighter. So it's nice to put in your brow bone. And I just like to spray my face and use a damp beauty blender and blend it all out so it's nice and seamless, that blush and highlighter. And then this is by a Too Faced lipstick that I like. I lined my lips and I put it on, and then I went in with some Soft Rose Gloss by Milani to make it really pop. And I just like this, so I just kept applying it. It's a matte one, and then I just added a gloss afterwards. And yep, that's pretty much it. And boom, this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Please let me know how you feel about it. If you would like to see more, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. There's a lot more videos coming. I enjoyed myself so much creating this look. I love doing bold glam. That's how I first started learning about makeup, bold glam. But yeah, get into it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So I had to get some phone footage, but don't forget, also follow me on Instagram at anocious.artistry, and make sure you follow me.